Right then, another Yeti video. So last weekend we went to Wales with the guys from 4 Wheel Drive UK. If you haven't watched that video, link will be in the description, watch it. Absolutely amazing weekend. Yeti did everything we wanted it to do, apart from denting one of the steelies and getting a bit of a blowout. No major problems. So since we got back, as you can see, it's been cleaned. Looks like a brand new car. Thereabouts, inside and out, nice and fresh. So today's Bank Holiday Friday. George has just decided to book a last minute camping trip, so we are going camping next month. I think it's 14th and 15th of May with the guys from Grit Outdoors. The Yeti's going to be going, that's in Wales again. So that's a 2-day trip, which means we need to get the tent box on the roof. So this is kind of a test run as such, to make sure the tent box and everything's alright. So yeah, we didn't really want to get the tent box on with the roof bars that are on at the minute. We got them off SRS. I think they were off a Touareg. They're not the best, they don't fit very well. So we weren't really that keen on fitting a heavy tent box to these insufficient roof bars, shall we say. So we've ordered some new ones. There you go, off eBay. Nothing fancy, but they are designed for this kind of the roof rails that are on the Yeti as standard. So hopefully they fit a lot better. So yeah, I need to get them on. The tent box is at my house, so I'm not sure if we're going to record putting that on, but we'll get the tent box on. Nice little test run this weekend, taking the missuses, so hopefully that'll be a nice little trip. And then next week I think we're going to get the Yeti in the workshop, give it a full inspection underneath. We've given it a quick look underneath and there is a bit of damage from the Wales trip, but it doesn't look too bad. I mean, like I said, next week we'll do a full inspection, we'll show you around everything and see obviously if we need to rectify anything. So let's get these roof bars on. So that's the roof bars on. Pretty easy to install, a lot easier than the old ones, and they definitely look a lot more substantial. As you can see, they're kind of made for the rails on the Yeti. So next job is to head home, get the tent box, get it on. So I weren't really going to do a video while we're here, but I just thought I'd show you this sick little setup. So let's have a look. Got the Yeti with a Tentbox Lite. And then George's caddy running a new cargo and awning. So that's his little camping setup for this weekend. So like I said before, next video we're going to be in workshop. We're gonna have a look under Yeti, see what damage has been done. That way there was quite a bit of wheel wobble, probably from the steelies that are no longer around. But yeah, we'll have a look in workshop, see what damage has been done in Wales. So as you can see, the Yeti's back on the ramp, so let's have a look underneath it and see what damage has been done. I think the first obvious one we come to is this sump guard. Been absolutely battered. All the front ends come out. All the rear bolts have come out. I think that one's just snapped clean off. Just not ideal. Moving back a little bit, well, to be honest, the bottom arms don't look too bad. So moving back a little bit, all the standard heat shielding is crumpled up like a crush can. Not ideal. Downpipe's moved. I think that's twisted on this clamp, so that's obviously not in the hangers anymore, and I think all the heat shield here is stopping it going back in. So we're gonna have to move all this heat shield, maybe cut it off or try and bend it back so it's not hitting the downpipe. Got some bit of wales left over. So I think these did a pretty good job. I'm glad we had them on regardless. They've definitely had some contact with quite a lot of stuff really. The exhaust sitting here, so that's going to need bending back a little bit. I'm pretty sure this dent isn't a factory dent, and this one here, same goes for that really. I'm pretty sure that's took a big whack and hit on the subframe. Rear bottom arms have took a little bit of a beating, bit of a dent there. Same with that one. I think that's took a bit of a whack as well. Overall, not as bad as I thought, to be honest. I thought it was going to be a lot worse. The sills, they've taken a bit of a beating as well, as you can see. So I think we're going to have to knock them back out with a hammer. So after speaking with Rob and George after the trip, I think the capability of the Yeti kind of spoke for itself. Obviously, the damage, the aftermath also speaks for itself. We need to address that. Rather than do anything crazy to make it any better off-road, I think we're just going to try and make it bulletproof underneath. So we know we need to hit things fast because of the ratios of the gearbox. Obviously manual, you've probably seen in a lot of the videos we're stalling it because you're having to keep the revs up. When you drop into ditches, it's obviously just losing the momentum and just wants to stall. So I think in order to hit things fast, we're going to have to bulletproof underneath, maybe get some box section along the sills, and get some thicker steel plates all the way underneath. And that means if we do hit things, then fingers crossed, it shouldn't really do any damage. So I think today I'm just going to do the best I can just to get the heat shields off, get everything so there's no contact with the downpipe and prop and everything, and then we'll come back at some point and hopefully make it a bit stronger. Right, apologies for the lack of updates. It's a little bit harder when you're doing things on yourself. Just want to get cracked on. So I think I've got one half of wales in the air, the other half's all over the floor. So I'm not sure how we'll go about sending that back or if it's just part of England now. So yeah, let's have a look what we've done. First of all is this little plate here. At the minute I've just tie wrapped it, but if I flip the plate around, put some bolts in, and we'll attach it to that and kind of push it back up and it'll be secure. It is secure anyway because we've still got these two bolts which are attached to the subframe. So it's mainly the tie wraps just stop it dangling down at the back. Heat shields, I've had to cut them quite a lot. Put some little self tappers in there just to stop it vibrating around. It's not touching the prop shaft anymore, and the exhaust isn't touching the prop shaft anymore either. So that's back in the hangers. It's not touching on the rear, so that's all good. So yeah, I think, look at the mess, absolute state. That's all the stuff that's come off. It's for the bin. Straighten some of the bits out with an hammer. I think it's going to have to do for now. Like I said before, I think the idea is, I think we'll we'll weld on some box section to the sills, and we'll just try and plate it all with nice, probably 3mm steel plate. Just try and make it bulletproof. So I think I'm going to tidy up now. That's me done for today. Hopefully George and Rob will be back in the next part of this video, possibly the next video. I'm not sure how long this is going to be. But yeah, stay tuned, subscribe, see where we go with the Yeti.
Oh. I'm going to endure it again. You're not seeing me sensual body again.
Go on, give it a 12.
Right. That's pretty big too.
New merch.
It's alright, that, isn't it?
It's accurate, this.
Same.
Where are you going? I was about to start recording. I can't do it, sun's too bright. Rob and George are both in this video, although Rob's laying down that job already. We've only been doing it 5 minutes. So he's just trying to work out the angle for the departure. We've already done the front approach angle, which were what, Rob?
20.5 degrees.
And what were it supposed to be standard?
Actually, then 19. Yeah, 19 degrees standard. Wow. Amazing improvement this.
And 42.3 on the rear, which is quite a big improvement.
It's 26.7.
So now we've measured it, what's next?
Well, we're happy with rear. Front, we need to make a massive improvement on. We've figured out that Disco 2 has an original approach angle of 21 degrees and the Touaregs have either 28 or 33 degrees. If we can get anywhere near that, we'll be more than happy. But we need to get it up on a ramp and see what we can do to improve it.
Let's get up on a ramp.
Right, done a little bit of messing about, front bumpers off, trying to figure out what angles we can achieve. As you can see there, we're close to 30 degrees if we go off the bottom of the shroud that's holding the rad pack in. We've established that we're going to take the crash bar off, take the rad pack off, try and raise that slightly to get even more. But then we'll be fitting some reinforcements down from the crash bar underneath, triangulating it back to chassis there. We're going to get it all stripped now and see what we can come up with.
The Cooltech AC500 Pro is very fast. Wow, look at it. It's like it's downloading something. It's like when your laptop's a bit too old. You can't download what you're trying to download. LimeWire's absolutely ripped through it. Oh, we're absolutely pointless. We should have got
No, it's still in progress. How much gas were in it?
Right, it's on another loading bar now.
Take your guesses. Comment below.
Worse than GTA 5 trying to load in. My Mega Drive from 1980s. loads up quicker than this one. She's still in. Oh, she's sucking. Alice has already got some ordered already. I was meant to be there, mate, eating it, but I'm still here, pal.
Cool tech, it looks like it should be making us slushes.
I was freshly shaven when this started. Wow. I'll not be happy if it... Set oil recovered. Enter to confirm.
What was next time? Oh, recovered absolutely nothing.
Right, we're already empty.
Great, sweet. It was already empty, that, Rob.
So that would have wasted time, wouldn't it?
Waste of time, that wouldn't it?
So I think we said this about the back bumper when we did that, but there becomes a point in a project where there's no going back, and this is one of them points. So literally, the bottom half of that front bumper, we're just going to grind off now. So it's another day, another chapter to the Yeti video. So far, we've lifted up the radiator in the rad pack. I think this is a standard mounting point, and we're probably about halfway up. So maybe lifted that an inch higher than what it was before. The intercooler pipes and everything still fit. All the coolant hoses and everything, they're going to be fine when it's all mounted on with the crash bar. So Rob's just done with the crash bar now. Let's have a look what we've done. So these two, the main supports either side, and then we've got one going across the middle. The main one is the main like impact bar to protect the intercooler, and then these up back, the angle section, that's so we can mount the original sump guard. And then I think the plan is to get some flat bar across here, get some plate on the front, protect the intercooler from stones. Yeah, I think that's it for now. We'll get time lapse going and we'll continue recording what we're on with. So that's another way. So that's another day done on the Yeti. Pretty happy with the progress. Let's have a look. So we probably didn't show that much of making this, but we've decided to put like a tubular bumper bar on there, which goes all the way around. First time on the tune bender. I think it's come out pretty nice. It's welded onto the receiver hitch all the way around. and then I think we're just going to tie it in by coming off this point until this corner. All these are welded on now. On the bottom we've got a bit of angle bar. Like we said earlier, I think the standards, well, the steel sump guard we had on before, that's going to sit in there, bolt it in, and then back to the subframe where it should mount. So that's it for today. We'll carry on tomorrow and see if we can get everything finished. So another day on the Yeti. Today is Wednesday and we're setting off Friday after work to Wales, camping Friday night, Saturday night, so we haven't got much longer to get this finished. Front bumper, or lack of front bumper, a few more little touches to do on that, finish it off on the front and the bars on the side. Something that we've not mentioned up until now, it's been going off in the background, but we bought some more steelies off SRS next door, and then we had some, I suppose they're called rock guards, maybe? Rim guards. That's basically a laser cut plate that we've welded in. We've got some footage of that, so we'll put that in now. And then they've basically been over to the body shop and they've wrapped them matte black. So we just need to get the rest of the tyres off the other steelies, which are bent, get them put on these, put them on the car, finish the front bumper, and I think Rob's going to take it home tonight for a test drive, and hopefully everything's alright for the weekend. So it's 11:15 Thursday night. We're just about done, just tidying up in the workshop. Wheels are on, front bumper's done. Front bumper looks absolutely mental. Hopefully, we haven't had time to measure it yet, but we are hoping that we have improved the approach angle. I can't see why not. There's no way that standard front bumper was anywhere near as high as that. The wheels are on, they look pretty sick as well. Hopefully they should do the job. So it's Thursday, day before we're supposed to be setting off to Wales, and when taking it out for a road test we've discovered it had a fault on the haldex system. We've stripped it down, and although we already serviced the filter, we've took the pump off, and well, just have a look at that. Absolutely caked in sludge. Jake's fingers got some dirty stuff on the end.
Horrible.
Not the first time, probably not the last either. So we've got the pump off. We've took the ECU off as well, because apparently they can corrode inside, but there isn't an easy way to have a look at that. So we're going to get the filter back out, I think, that we replaced recently, and see what that's like. And yeah, hopefully we can fix whatever problem we've got with this pump.
There you go. Not that you can see much with that, but
so filter looks pretty clean. Definitely not like the one that came out last time. There is quite a bit of debris in there. So we'll replace it anyway now it's out. I think the main problem is this pump, so we'll have a look, see if we've got one in stock, replace it. If not, we'll have to get this cleaned up and hopefully it'll fix the problem. So, not sure if you can see, but water's definitely been getting into the ECU and it's corroded some of the pins around here. So for now, obviously we're going tomorrow, best thing we can do is clean it up and see if it fixes the problem. The pump tested out with low resistance, so I think while we're doing it we might as well change that, and obviously we're going to put a new filter in and that as well while we're doing it. So ECU's back together, siliconed excessively. We'll soon find out if that works or not. New pump, new filter, let's get them in. So it's Friday now, 12 o'clock. The Touaregs are pretty much ready. Riser's packing that up. Supposed to be setting off later today, 3-4 o'clock. And as you can see, the Yeti's still on the ramp. So we fitted the ECU and the pump yesterday. And as you can see, we've had to take it back off. It didn't work. So it's a bit late in the day. We tried sourcing, we put a post on Facebook, see if anyone had any ECUs locally. Nobody did. So we've had to send one of the guys, Tony, out of the office. He's drove down to Crewe to Haldex repairs. We called them up, they've been very helpful. We'll put a link to their website in the description, but they basically repair the ECUs, recondition them. So he's going down there now to collect one, and then when he's back, it's probably going to be back about 4 o'clock, we're going to have to install this, hopefully clear all the fault codes, do the adaptations and any output tests that we need to do to make it all work, and then set off. So we're going to be setting off a little bit later than we wanted to be doing, but if we can make it to Wales and the Yeti's got 4-wheel drive, we'll be happy. So it is 4:45. Tony's just got back with the haldex unit and Rob is already installing it. So we'll get that fitted as soon as possible. We'll do the output test and fingers crossed it's going to work. So there she is, installed. So let's do the output test and see if it's worked. The clutch is not activated yet. It says to run it, you've got to run the pump and then recheck the oil level. So as you can see, all-wheel drive system, clutches engaged, which means we've got one wheel on the floor, one wheel off, and it's locking, which means the clutches binding together, and we've got four-wheel drive. So it's now 5:15 and we're ready. See you in Wales.